I am securely attached, which is crazy to say because at the beginning of this year, I was a fearful avoidant. That means that in less than a year, I was able to completely change my attachment style and completely transform my love life. The craziest part is I didn't even actively try to change my attachment style. The change was just a byproduct of changes I made in my life. So if you want to know how I did it, stay to the end of this video because the last point is the most important. Hello beautiful souls, my name is Olohi and I help you align with your purpose. So subscribe because you deserve everything you desire. If you're watching this video, that means you are tired of repeating old cycles in love. It means you are finally ready to take the step towards becoming the ideal version of yourself so that you can create happy and healthy relationships that help you grow, thrive, and flourish. A lot of that is going to come from you stepping out of the old programmings of your old attachment style, your fear-based beliefs around love, and becoming more of a securely attached person. If you find that you keep attracting the same kind of person or repeating the same type of dynamics in your relationship, or you feel the same type of anxiety whenever you're getting to know someone, no matter who it is, you blame it on this guy, but the same thing repeats in the next guy, or you blame it on this girl and the same thing happens in the next relationship. You're not being chosen, or they always ghost, or you always attract cheaters, or you can never commit, or they can never commit. That is all a byproduct of your attachment style. That is why it is so important to step out of any old attachment style to create a more secure attachment style so you can learn how to truly love and give yourself in a relationship that helps you grow and flourish, not creates another dynamic of fear, because it's really not about the person and it's not even about you. It's about the stories and the programs you have told yourself about what love is, and that love isn't safe or it isn't possible. That is what is creating this reality. So in this video, we're going to cover exactly what attachment styles are, find out what your attachment style is, and how you can completely transform your love life as a consequence. What inspired this video is a couple days ago, I had a friend who asked me to take an attachment style quiz because I had been telling her that she is unsuccessful in her relationships because she acts in a way that implies she's avoidant. So she took the quiz and she was like, okay, since you said that, you take the quiz, let's see what your attachment style is. So I took the quiz, and the result of the first quiz was actually saying that I was a dismissive avoidant. And I showed her the results and I was like, this is not true. Like, when you change your attachment style and a quiz tells you something that you know is not true, it's like it wasn't even a question in my mind of, is this my attachment style? I knew I am not this. Like, I know for a fact I am securely attached because of the way I act and show up in love and relationships now compared to how I did before. And then I took a different quiz, and then that quiz gave me the right answer, which is you are securely attached. Now, the difference in those two quizzes was the first quiz focused on your upbringing and your relationship with your parents in the past, like how they acted and how you acted as a result, not focusing on your current actions and how you move in love. I think the downfall of that quiz was assuming that everybody grows up with certain programmings and chooses to stay that way for the rest of their life, which is true for most people. Most people who brought up in an upbringing that creates an anxious or an avoidant attachment style will stay a victim to that for the rest of their lives. So a lot of people who take that quiz will have accurate results, but then there are people who step out of their old programming or their old life and decide to change. So although my relationship or my upbringing was that way, I decided that I will not be a victim to those fear-based programs around love. I can be brought up this way. You can have any sort of relationship with your parents and choose to grow from that. So the second quiz, which I'll have linked below, focused on not what's like you were as a child and how your parents treated you, but how you are now and how you choose to act. That is what is important. I know how impossible it can feel to change. Trust me, I know. Trust me, I know how anxious and fearful love can feel. But I know firsthand from changing that it is possible to change. And I was fearfully avoidant, which is the worst of both worlds. That means I was anxiously attached and I was avoidantly attached, which means I know, trust me, regardless of what attachment style you are, I know what you experience. I understand the experience that you went through. I would seek out relationships as an avoidant and want the deep connection and commitment, but then I'll feel so insecure. And then that would trigger the next stage, which would be the avoidant, which would be like finding the flaws and finding an escape route. So when that happened and it didn't work out, surprise, surprise, I'll be like, okay, I'm safe again. Because whether you're anxiously or avoidantly attached, the fundamental belief is I don't deserve love or I am not worthy of love. It's just expressed in a different way. Right, let's get started. I am going to use this banger of a book. Shout out to Manesty for giving me this book. It's called Attached, Anxious, Avoidant, or Secure. One thing I will say about this book, you will learn so much about yourself, but it doesn't give you much information if you have disorganized attachment style. First time I read this book, I was unaware of what disorganized attachment style is, and I diagnosed myself as anxious, which was incomplete because there was a whole other side of my attachment I didn't understand. So for a fundamental understanding of what attachment style is, or if you're anxious or avoidant, this is a good book. But if you're disorganized, this is a good foundation, but there's a lot you still need to build on to understand the nuance of your attachment style. Let us read out the 3 definitions of these attachment style so you can see which one resonates with you the most, and then for each one I'll tell you how to best move forward and how to heal your specific attachment style and what that looks like for you. Anxiously attached. You love to be very close to your romantic partners and have the capacity for great intimacy. You often fear, however, that your partner does not wish to be close as you would like with him or her. Relationships tend to consume a large part of your emotional energy. You tend to be very sensitive to small fluctuations in your partner's mood and actions. And although your senses are often accurate, you take your partner's behavior too personally. You experience a lot of negative emotions within the relationship and get easily upset. As a result, you tend to act out and say things you later regret. If the other person provides a lot of security and reassurance, however, you are able to shed much of your preoccupation and feel contented. Avoidance. It is very important for you to maintain independence and self-sufficiency, and you often prefer autonomy to intimate relationships. Even though you do want to be close to others, you feel uncomfortable with too much closeness and tend to keep your partners at arm's length. You don't spend much time worrying about your romantic relationships or about being rejected. You tend not to open up to your partners, and they often complain that you are emotionally distant. In relationships, you are often on high alert for any signs of control or impediment on your territory by your partner. Now, I'll find a definition for disorganized online because it's not in this book. Or let's Google. Hey Google, define disorganized attachment style.
On the website verywellmind.com, they say, disorganized attachment is characterized by inconsistent and hard to predict behavior, and is sometimes called fearful avoidant attachment style. People with a disorganized attachment style pursue a loving relationship but then detach or lash out at a partner who gives them that love.
Yeah, that's a bit of a nasty attachment style. Disorganized or fearful avoidance want love real bad. When they get the love, they're like, fuck you, bye. It's the worst attachment style to manage. If I was able to recover from that, trust me, you're good, okay? You can recover from whatever it is that you're experiencing. I trust that you now know your attachment style. If you're not sure, take the quiz and come back to this video I'm going to first tell you how I changed, my progression, and using that, we're going to learn how you can change your attachment style. So I first learned about attachment style like 2 years ago from my friend who gave me this book. I just felt like I read the back cover and I was like, I need this book. I felt drawn to it, so I read the book. I first diagnosed myself as anxious. When you learn about it, then I began to become aware of it. So I would see how every single relationship that I tried to build would crash and burn, and how I would attract avoidance or partners who it was very surface level, so I would not feel insecure, or so I wouldn't have that intense physical reaction that comes with the fear of love. At first, I thought I was anxiously attached, like I said, so I would like detach really quickly and I'll clap for myself. I'll be like, wow, Olohi, you're doing really well, because you're not anxiously attached anymore. Not knowing that dismissive avoidant was the other side, was the flip side of my attachment style. So I was losing and then clapping for myself for losing. So so I didn't even understand that I was also avoidant in a way. So I'll put myself in situations where the loop, like the strong desire for love and deep connection with a partner would come, and I'll be like, okay, this is it. And then I'll just like find flaws in them, and then I'll be like, actually, this is not it. Then I'll be like, okay, this is safe now. Like, it didn't work out. Consciously, I was like devastated. But then subconsciously, my mind was like, back safe. You are safe now. You are safe without that, you know. Truth be told, none of those partners were even right for me. But that is why I chose to be with them, because I knew it wouldn't work out subconsciously. You get it? Through this period, I learned about attachment style. I also started diagnosing my friends. I gave my best friend this book to read. He read it. I was like, okay, I'm becoming better. Letting go, and like becoming a better version of myself and all that. Not knowing that I was just further amplifying the avoidant part. So it was really a lose, and I wasn't even aware. And then one time I realized, I'm not anxiously attached anymore. But all my relationships I tried to build are still crashing and burning. There is something missing here. And I came across a video on YouTube about fearfully avoidant. I watched it. I said, that sounds a lot like me, actually. In fact, that sounds exactly like me. In fact, it's kind of spooky. It's as if they've been watching me and like documenting my behavior. So that was the eye-opening pivotal moment where I was like, right, it's time to really do something about this, because I haven't been doing something right otherwise. Because I always say your 3D is a physical representation of your internal world, and if I truly had cured or was secure, then I would have attracted secure partners or experiences, which was not the case. So I saved like 10 videos on how to change your fearful avoidance, and I saved them to my watch later. I watched like 1.5. I didn't watch the rest, and I completely forgot about it. Now, we're going to get back to the end of the story later in this video. Now, I want you to realize that the end goal of changing your attachment style is not to get into a relationship. It's to learn how to love yourself. And I'm going to illustrate this with a story of a friend who didn't change her attachment style and got into a relationship against all odds, and well, you see. So I had this friend, and she was so painfully like the personification of an anxiously attached person. And she knew this. I think we had a couple discussions where she was like, I don't know why this doesn't work out. And then I was like, you do know why. Loki, you know why. But you're not willing to change, and that's okay. Like, I let it go. And to my surprise, one day she pops up on her story and she's like, oh, this is my boyfriend. I said, what? Random. I said, okay, congratulations, happy for you. So they're going on and on and on. The relationship isn't happy because it wasn't rooted in love and security and all that stuff that I always say. And then it crashes and burns. In the relationship, she is still like, the relationship is not the cure. The goal of changing this is to become secure, to love yourself enough where a relationship will just add to your wholeness. So in the relationship, the chase, the anxiety, the anxiousness, the, oh, do you really love me? Can you show me, give me more reassurance you don't really love me, never changed. Like, the environment just changed. So she was still anxiously attached. She thought that the relationship would cure her anxiously attachedness, but being in the relationship, she was still herself, which was anxiously attached. That's why I had such a like strong wake up moment when people are like, oh, when we just get married, then he'll be different. Or when we get into this relationship, then he will change. But exactly what you're experiencing outside of that relationship is exactly what you experience in that relationship. It's not going to stop. It's just going to evolve to the situation. You get it? This is how you change. And this is what I did to change. Step one, and the most important part, is awareness. Okay? Awareness. The first step of awareness is like, okay, reading the book, watching the videos, understanding what your attachment style is. That is the first part of awareness, but that is not awareness in its wholeness. You can understand, yeah, I'm an avoidantly attached person, but this is just how I am for real. That is not what I mean by awareness. Not being aware of your flaws and just accepting them as part of yourself and your reality and your experience. Awareness is being aware of something, but being aware enough in the present moment when you are experiencing that to realize that you want to change and be something else. So there's the awareness of watching the videos and reading the book and being like, okay, I feel the quiz is really fun and then it came up with this result. And then there's the awareness of, okay, why am I drawn to this person who has shown me time and time again they don't like me? Why do I feel so much anxiety when I've been left undelivered for 10 minutes? Why can't I stop thinking about this person? It's the awareness in the moment of feeling that anxiety. When you're aware, the experience, and you're conscious of the experience, 50% of the battle is already won. Because the present is the only time you can make change. A lot of people, they either live in the past or live in the future. They are recreating the emotional experience of having their heart broken or having their parents telling them to shut up. That's why they feel like they can't trust this person. They're living those old experiences again, or they're living in the future like the anxiously attached. What if this person leaves me? What if they find another person attractive? But the present moment is the only moment where you can change. Because it's only when you're aware and conscious of your current experience that you can decide to feel differently. You can say, okay, I feel this fear and I feel this anxiety, and it's about observing your experience instead of rejecting it. It's not like, oh, I choose not to feel this fear when your heart is pumping, or I choose not to feel this anxiety when every second you're thinking about them. It's about drawing yourself out of the experience and being what you are, which is the observer of your thoughts and experience around love. When you're aware of what you have, I'm not going to say, because low-key is just a temporary experience, and then being aware of it when you're in the experience, you've already won half of the battle at least. You cannot have what you fear. You're aware you want a relationship that is loving, but you're afraid of love. Your body will do everything in its power to keep you safe and sound. Your conscious mind knows that love is safe and sound, but your body has learned that love is not safe. Vulnerability is not safe. Your parents have taught you that if you tell us how you feel, be a man, shut up. You've learned from your ex that, okay, love is actually painful because they betrayed you or they cheated or this or that. If you're in your mind, you're saying, oh, yeah, I want to love, but your body, your mind, your subconscious mind, your inner world is saying, love is not safe. We've been down this road before. Just stay by yourself. You're going to stay the fuck by yourself. You cannot live in fear. To deserve love, you have to believe you deserve love. Okay? Be what you want to attract. If you want to attract love, you have to be love. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, would I date myself? It's not about being chosen. It's not about being put into a relationship. It's not about finding love, because everything you crave in someone else is you wanting to experience that for yourself. So you think that this person is the outward reflection, like if they come into your life, they'll fill your heart with love. But this is how you are. You're saying you come into my life, but by you saying, oh, you come in, means that there is lack. So you have a hand pushing away what you want, because to say you want something means you do not have it in yourself. In order to have love or have that loving, happy relationship, you have to have a wholeness about yourself. You have to have a full, loving, fulfilling life, because then everything else has to mirror that. That is why people always say, when you stop searching, that's why it comes in. When you stop searching for the relationship and you realize, oh, I'm full and I'm happy in myself, I don't really need anybody else, that is when the partners start falling in, because now your heart is in coherence. Your magnetic field is saying love, love, love. And when you're a magnet for love, love has to be magnetized to you. After saving those videos, I realized I didn't pay them no mind. And I went about my life. Love was still unfulfilling. And then I came across Joe Dispenza's work, Breaking the Habit of Being You. I will speak about this book until I go blue in the face. Breaking the Habit of Being You is the fundamental of any experience in your life. Unlearning the old emotions, not thoughts or subconscious mind. It's the emotions, your body, mind, that creates your experience. I chose to unlearn the emotion of fear in order to start creating content, in order to start showing up authentically as myself, in order to put my voice out there, to embody my authenticity. And the subgenre of that was love. Like, because I unlearned the fear, I now love myself. I know I deserve love. I'm worthy of everything life has to offer, everything fulfilling. And because I have those beliefs, I deserve love. Everything in my reality must change to mirror that. I deserve love. I deserve to be seen. I deserve authenticity. Then I'm brave enough to show up authentically as myself in this. But a subgenre in that is like showing up for myself in the gym, showing up for myself when it comes to eating. Because if I believe I deserve love, would I be chowing down this Big Mac with large fries and massive Sprite that's going to make me feel like after? If I deserve love, would I not show up for myself and my audience when I know it's fulfilling? If I deserve love, would I entertain this man who has not shown up for me in any way when I know I deserve more and I respect myself? If I deserve love, would it be scary for me to expect love from everyone in my life? No, it wouldn't. So that's why I say I paid the videos no mind. Obviously, I had an intention to become secure because everybody wants to be secure, but I didn't have a game plan. I didn't start drafting videos and then trying new techniques. It was just a byproduct of learning to love myself. I'm sure there are a million ways to stop being anxious or stop being avoidant or stop being fearfully disorganized, whatever. But I'm telling you, the foolproof way in every situation is love. Love is the answer. Those beliefs that you have programmed in you are fear-based programmings around love. If you unlearn the emotion of fear in your body, and fear is no longer your natural state, because you've experienced something so much and so often, that is the only way you know how to be. Whether that is anxiety, anger, fear, that is your body's natural state. So if you Freaky Friday'd and jumped into my body now, what I feel would be foreign to you, because this is my own concoction. This is my own body. I could Freaky Friday into your body, jump into that, and I would realize that as anger, but to you, that is just baseline. That is just you. You know, it's like when you put perfume in your room and you become nose blind to it. When someone else walks into there, they can smell it, but you can't anymore because that is your new normal. Do you get what I mean? Your body's addicted to these chemicals, it's addicted to the fears, addicted to this anxiety around love, that is just normal to you. So anything outside of that, if you meet someone and they start treating you right and you're an avoidant, that is shifting you out of that fear. And I'm sure in your mind you think, okay, that's a good thing, I choose happiness, but your body is like, this is not good, this is unknown, let's take you back to what you know. Soon you sabotage, soon you start finding a fault in them, soon you push them away so that you can go back to what feels comfortable. It is only when you unlearn all those programmings and all that fear that you can truly learn to love. That is how I went from being a fearful avoidant at the beginning of this year to securely attached before the year is even out. It was the fundamental biggest shift in my whole life, and the byproduct of that being a change in my attachment style was learning to love. If you guys want to see a video on like what love is and how to love and how to find love, let me know in the comments, because there's so much misinformation about what love is, and I don't think a lot of people understand what the experience of love is like. So I would love to make a video for you on that. If you want to see it, let me know. I know my attachment style is, I know I don't want to live this way anymore. I've heard your story, you're very hot and sexy, I love the way you speak. Now we've heard everything you have to say. How do I change? Like, yes, I need to learn how to love, but how do I actually tangibly do that thing? Like, what steps, like what action do I take to learn to love? I can only tell you how I learned to love. Okay, so again, shout out Joe Dispenza, but the biggest shift in my life was learning how to meditate. Yeah, you've heard it a million times, but you haven't implemented it, hence why you're still watching this video amongst the 1 billion self-improvement videos you've watched. So how about this time you listen to what I have to say about meditation? All right, meditation changed my life, and it was learning how to properly meditate. I used to do those great meditations, 10 minutes, 5 minutes in the morning to feel your best, and my life was still the fundamentals. And I think Tyson Lobato, like I always mention, he also talks about this style of meditation. Now, what you do, it exists in 4 parts. First part, body induction, which is getting your body and your mind into a theta state where you can change, where you have access to your subconscious mind, the same state where right before you go to bed or right when you wake up, that is when you can access your subconscious mind when you're still. So you induce your body to a calm, coherent wavelength, theta. 2, you unlearn your old self, your old patterns, your old beliefs, your old whatever. You visualize that old self, you feel the fear in your body, and then you choose to let it go. You surrender that experience, the greater consciousness. You say, take this fear and resolve it into something greater. I choose to not be this person anymore. I don't want this fear, I don't want this sadness, I don't want this anxiety, I don't want this anger. You choose to feel peace, and then you repeat that experience of letting go. You repeat that experience of letting go every single day. You repeat that experience. Step 3, okay, you're no longer that old self. Now you have a blank canvas. Who do you want to be? What do you want to experience in love? Or for me, I didn't do it specifically for love or relationship. I did it to be more authentic and follow my passion and career-wise. And love is just a whole energy that radiates into every part of my life. So it just so happens that it also cured my attachment style. Who do I want to be? Focus on a specific area in your life. If love is that area that you're really like dialed in on, then focus on love. How did you used to act? Step 2, how did you used to act in relationships? The anxiety, see the pattern, so you can acknowledge the pattern. Then you see the pattern, like, how would I have acted in this day? Then you decide to change. How would I have acted in the afternoon? Then you decide to change. How would I have acted at night? Then you decide to change. Step 3, okay, that is who I used to be. How would I act now as my secure self? How would I act? How would I go about my day? Then recreate that experience. Then create scenarios in your mind that will prove that you are now your secure self. Okay, let's say your secure self, and as a result you get into a relationship. So you would get a mental visualization of you holding flowers or holding the hand of your lover, whatever. And then fourth, like the surrendering part. Okay, this is what I want, but there's a greater consciousness that's going to go about how. So that is the, okay, if I make contact, give me a sign. That is the, I surrender to the divine will. This is going to unfold in the most perfect way. I choose to love. I know that the experiences I'm meant to have for growth are going to find their way to me. The thing about it is, when you choose love, you will attract situations that will give you the capacity to love greater. Which means there's be the dawn before the dusk, or the dusk before the dawn, where it will be hard. Like when you're manifesting anything, there's that point where your old beliefs have to come up to fight for their last chance at survival. That's why when you want to manifest money, you're all of a sudden you're broke, you get fired from your job. If you persist in that assumption that you are abundant, those beliefs will die, and then your new beliefs have to take over and create a new reality. Same way in love. If you've been knocked down 1,000 times and you want to create a new belief, this might happen, this guy might show you this. If you persist in the assumption that no, I deserve love, then you're going to attract love, okay? So that is it. That is how to change. It is about achieving heart coherence, because when you're in those low vibrations and the fear, I'll put up a picture, hopefully, if I can find a picture, of the Joe Dispenza like diagram of what it means to have heart coherence. You become a magnetic field. So you notice that it's instant. Manifestations are instant. They are. It's once you get rid of the block and you decide you deserve it, it's instant. Okay, there's nothing to wait for. Like when I got rid of my blocks around friendships, video is linked up here. The next hour, that's when I met my current friends now. Literally, I just prayed about it, let it go, and then took inspired action, and I met them. So once you feel love and you go about your day, and you go about your day in love, you have to attract love, because you're now a vibrational match for what you want. That is how we can become securely attached. And as always, I am so proud of the person you are, and even more proud of the beautiful soul you are becoming. I am always open for conversations in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.